Hi everybody, this is Jim Egan, head of school, Synapse School with a Friday update. This is 5 minutes, 5 insights, 5 domains, let's go. Number one, something I'm thinking about. Today, I spent my lunch on the lower school playground observing kindergartners, watching them interact, how they play, how they talk, a million things to say and to do. And what sometimes parents may not understand is these kids are trying to make sense of their world, whether it's here or elsewhere. And what they often will do is they will come and ask an adult, this time it was me, what age am I? What shoe size do I have? What shirt size do I have? Because they know those things, those are concrete, and those numbers are understandable for them at that age. So if they're thinking, hey, I'm 5, how old are you? I say, yes. They say 90. I say a little lower. They say 10. I'm like, no, 55. I could see their brains working, right? They're trying to sort. They know they're 5. They know their friends are 5. They can identify with that concrete number. We create space for kids to do these things, have these conversations. One of the reasons we go by first names here is so they aren't intimidated, right? We want those barriers to come down. There's blurred boundaries here for a reason. The kids are exploring, they are trying to make sense of their world, and they are unbelievably curious. We want to make sure that sticks around, that quality of curiosity sticks around as long as we can. That's what I'm thinking about. Okay, number 2, I want to give a shout out to a graduate who came back to put on a blood drive as part of his exit ticket as an 8th grader. Josh Burke, who started here as a kindergartner, went all the way through 8th grade. He's now a freshman at Nueva. He and I organized this. It was mom and dad too. We reached out to the Red Cross, set up a blood drive, and we had to push the date into this fall. But he came back from school to help run it on Halloween of all days. So Josh Burke, so impressed with what you did to put this on and follow through, right? That is a change maker outcome. That is one of our CMOs. You are following through on your commitment. That's a big deal. That's important not only for high schoolers to understand, but this is an indication that you get what a change maker needs to do. So shout out this week to graduate and current 9th grader, Josh Burke. Okay, number 3, a look ahead. By now, I think most of you parents, if you're watching, you know that coming up next week is Portfolio Day. Should be on your calendars. What is Portfolio Day for new folks out there? It's an exposition of learning, and we like to think of it as an authentic assessment. Kids are going to demonstrate what they know and what they learned on projects that they've been doing throughout the trimester. So the school transforms, and kids have an opportunity to articulate their learning, right? You should just ask them, okay, what is this? What did you do here? And why? All kids should know those answers to those questions. Parents, be prepared to ask about their learning. Let them tell you before you jump in, and certainly withhold judgment, because this is a hard thing to do if you're in kindergarten. It's a hard thing to do if you're an 8th grader. It's a hard thing to do if you're an adult. We're really excited for the school to really come alive with our projects, with our vision of what an authentic assessment should really look like. Okay, number 4, peek behind the scenes. We're really just getting into the early bits of winter. We're still in T1, right? But Josh Moreau and I, Josh Moreau is the CFO here, we're already modeling out next year. We're looking at 2 important things: tuition and what that should be for next year, as well as offer letters for staff. Those are being discussed within the constraints and the opportunities of our budget for the following year. And so parents, you should know that the process works with tuition is that we look at number of factors, both within Synapse and beyond. Tuition number for next year I'll take to the board, and it's voted upon. In terms of the offers, we are always trying to be at the top when it comes to compensation. I did a survey compensation study this summer, so I have the data from other schools in the area as well as nationally. I know where we want to be. We want to be at the very top. And so we then plug it into the budget. We play with lots of numbers, and that's going on right now for next year. So that's where my brain is. I don't want your brain to be there, but you should know that's some of what we're thinking about, and that's going on behind the scenes. Number 5, just because this week I was invited into a few, I would say, almost sacred spaces. I was invited to a bump circle with 7th grade volleyball players, the girls, which is super fun. If you haven't been in a bump circle, you should look it up, probably on YouTube somewhere. But also into pickup basketball games with a bunch of girls, but also the L3 boys. They said I'm just tall, by the way. Like that's some sort of disadvantage. I told them, yeah, we'll try to guard tall. third grader. But being invited into this, honestly, is a lot of fun, but it's just another indication of a school that is about community and not about hierarchy. It's a place where kids feel very comfortable around adults. And those blurred boundaries are sometimes hard to manage, but one of the beauties of an environment like Synapse is that you have teachers playing with kids. You have kids inviting their head of school into their space. That's very healthy. It's all about relationships. And as we sort of go into the future, I think we're going to double down on humans, double down on empathy, double down on what it means to have meaningful relationships with your peers, but also others, even adults. That's it. Have a super weekend. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. If you haven't given to the annual fund, you can still do that too. And we'll see you next week. Take care.